Tammy's poppy made it through the snow. Look at that, still thriving. All these other plants are coming up everywhere. You hear them birds? I mean, look how bad these tires were. These are the 2 better tires that I took off the truck. They got wore down on the front. I moved them to the back, and now the ones that I left on the front, they were totally gone. This side's not too bad, but look at the inside. Jeez. I just kept them in case I need a spare or something. I am what I am. Potatoes. Found potatoes. They didn't have them at the grocery store, but we're going out here in the middle of nowhere. They said they got them here. This is BFE. Even more BFE than we. Nothing but stone drives. And they've had these since last year. Had to. Go back there. Follow the sign. Follow the sign to the potato line. Where? See it?
Potatoes. Oh, there's somebody right there.
Where's the potatoes?
Potatoes? No, probably not.
Maybe change.
No. Yeah? Okay. Okay. This girl don't care about mud.
No, she don't care about mud. There you go. I don't know what you need. There's 20 in there too, though. Don't give it all to them unless you need to.
Back up just a little bit.
She said she don't care about mud.
Oh, well.
She's a country girl.
They'll stick all over your shoes. They got sticky around.
Yeah, we live out in the country too. Down from the other Troyers. They're the ones that sent us over here.
Oh. They got 2 kinds in there. I just live a mile from here.
Okay.
They got 50 pounds and 20 pounds. $4. You need the exact change. $10 for 50 pounds, $4 for 20 pounds.
That's a good deal.
Unclassified. And they're not fancy.
Yeah. I like their potatoes. And those red potatoes?
They're mixed.
Oh. I got red potatoes from them usually.
Yeah, these are red and white both.
They got any onions?
No.
Out onions, huh? Everybody is. You can almost put them out.
Well,
it's close.
It's late. It's late even for potatoes.
For planting potatoes?
No.
For selling, yeah.
To grow now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can almost put onions out right now. Yeah. It's close. Probably too wet, but I think its temperature's fine.
Yeah.
They'll grow in the snow.
Oh yeah, I call them winter onions. I plant them in the fall.
Yeah.
I just run out the garden the whole time.
I do too. All right.
Okay. Stay out of the mud.
Thank you. So they didn't have no onions, huh?
No.
What'd you get? A 5-pound bag? 10-pound bags are only
£4.
$10.
I'm gonna go
50-pound bag's only $10. Go forward and turn around.
Where?
I think you can.
I should have turned around right there.
Why? You don't think there's a turnaround up here? You can go up that way and back down and around then. Let's do that. That's out of the mud anyways. Well, back up into there.
Oh, that's the cows.
There's the cows. That guy said he plants onions. I don't know if I got any of that. I was trying to kind of hide the camera. But some of these old farmers are weird about this stuff. But he said he plants onions in the fall, calls them winter onions. I do that too, though. They'll grow right in the snow. They don't get as big, but they'll grow. Big old pond over there, something where they charred their, they burnt their field off. A lot of nitrogen there. So, we got potatoes. Mission accomplished. This over here that you're seeing is SDI, or Steel Dynamics Incorporated. It's a pretty big plant around here. A lot of people work there. Paragon's down here too. All steel working places. But like there's nothing around here except for this. It's all fenced in. A lot of trucks going in and out. SDI, Steel Dynamics. Old grain silo. These old railroad tracks. Whoa! Like a roller coaster. Yeah! Bumpy roads. Take me home. To the place we all know, West Virginia. Nope, I don't know anything about West Virginia actually. Pretty house. Right by that big old woods. Today we're going to make our rendition of butter burgers. Takes a little bit of butter, but they're so good. First thing you're going to need to do is get out your cast iron skillet. See that mine's camouflaged with my stove. And you want to warm this up, and we're going to use about a half a stick of butter to saute our onions in. we're gonna heat this up on a medium-high heat. We don't want to overcook the onions. We just want to soften them up and get them translucent. So for about 3 to 4 people, you're gonna want about a half an onion. We like to use Valdelia onions, but any sweet onion will do. And you're gonna want to cut these up into larger than minced pieces, but small chunks, very small chunks. When you get done cutting these all up, you're going to want to take them and put them in the cast iron skillet that should be warmed up, and the butter should be all melted. Now we use this salted butter, so we're not going to add a lot of seasoning. We're going to add a little garlic to the burger later. So now when you get done putting onions in, you're going to want to make some patties. We got out the parchment paper and we put mounds of hamburger down, and then we put a piece of parchment paper on top and we smashed it flat. Then we just took a bowl, put a little bit of oily on it, which might have been easier to do with our finger, and then cut the hamburger out with the bowl. Put the extra back into the pot for more burgers, and then we got a perfectly round hamburger. Now we did spray the parchment paper with the vegetable oil also before we made the patty. After the onions were translucent, we took them out and strained them. We decided to use some country buttermilk bread. Toasted it kind of like a bagel, lightly on one side, more heavily on the other. You could use a bun and toast those. We just decided to use bread. We like our burgers on bread sometimes. But you don't want the bun or the bread hot when you put the butter on. You want it to be cooked and then cool down, and then we're going to put about a 1/4 inch thick of butter on the top of each of your bun slices. So you don't want that to melt before you put it on the burger itself. You actually want that butter to melt on the onions, cheese, and burger that we're going to create. So you want to toast this ahead of time, take it out and let it cool down, and then put about probably a 1/4 inch spread of butter on that top side of the bun, or bread in this case. frying up nice. We just used the same pan that we did. It's still got a little onion flavor in there. So why not add some extra flavor to this? And we did add a little bit of garlic to the top of the burgers. It's really the only extra seasoning we used. You could salt and pepper them, but there is salt in the butter, and there's a lot of flavoring in these onions. I like to flatten mine, get them as small and as thin as it possibly can. Now you could use garlic powder, or you could just cook some garlic in there. I just decided to put a little garlic salt on top. When this comes out, we're going to put some extra sharp cheddar cheese on top. Cut about 4 slices. That should be enough. Burgers should only need flipped once or twice. I'm going to add another one for my son because he's not going to want these onions on his burger. And at this point I'm deciding I might just add some of this crumble to ours and give him one of the full ones. I'm going to separate a couple of them so we can make the onion topping and melt the cheese and keep his kind of off to the side. Now we're just going to take these onions that we made, these sauteed onions, we're going to put them right on top of the burgers in heavy doses. I mean, might as well pile it on there. Go ahead and just put them all on there. Why not? We're going to take these slices of cheese that we just cut, and we're going to put them right on top of those onions. You want to put the onions on first and then the cheddar. Flip this little crumble butt up, and we're going to put the lid on. Let this stuff melt. It's pretty much done, but we're going to let it set underneath the lid and melt that cheese into the onions. Tammy's over there cutting those potatoes we found into chunks. She's going to make some deep fried chunk potatoes. Fresh cut chunk potatoes. House favorite. Looks like the toast is done. We're going to get it out, let it cool. Or it had been cooling in the toaster apparently, and she's going to slab this on nice and thick. She's buttering it like a slice of bread, and I keep telling her, no, thicker. Go ahead, put some more on. You really want a nice 1/4 inch spread of butter on there. This is a true butter burger, Wisconsin style. course, they use buns in Wisconsin. I like using bread. Heavily toasted on the outside, lightly toasted on the inside, so all the juices can kind of soak in there together and everything can kind of meld. And you'll see when we take these out and you put them on the bun, you want to cut them almost immediately so that way the butter can kind of melt down into the middle of those burgers along with the cheese and the onion. And the more butter you got, the better. I don't think there's enough put on these, but you'll actually see that butter and cheese and onion melt down into that burger. It's so good. I went ahead and added some crumbles because the bread's bigger than the burgers. But when we ate these, it didn't seem bigger. The bread wasn't too much. You didn't act like, oh, there's too much bread and not enough burger. It was just perfect. Now here we go. We're gonna cut these in half. Let that butter melt down in between the patties. Let all those flavors meld together. And we'll have our chunky potatoes as a side. And with our chunky potatoes, we take this little spray bottle we made full of apple cider vinegar and a little bit of iodized or popcorn salt, which is a lot lighter salt. Sticks really good to the potatoes, and we'll have a delicious meal. Did you like this video? You see that like button? Go ahead and push it. And subscribe so you stay up to date with all of our adventures. So until next time,
Peace, everyone.
later, y'all.